John Beltran back with Brian Nickel here for game two, putting the lineups together here because Brian is doing a lot better job than I am. Brock Sile will lead off and play short. Batting second is a center fielder, Keegan Sturkle. Ryan Salvatore, the first baseman, hits third. Kyle Jensen, the right fielder, is the cleanup hitter. Brecken Sawyer is now the catcher. He'll hit fifth. Josh Lawrence at third and sixth. Easton Herrera over at second hits seventh. The left fielder Ty Deasing hits eighth. And Caleb Erickson will be batting ninth for the Mustangs defensively. Malachi Bills is at first base. Braden Fajardo at second. The third baseman is Frank Ortega. Over at short is Nick Beltran. Let's see, we got the outfield. Looks like McCoy is in left. Wheatley in center. Cale Langford is in right. And the pitch is swung on, grounded left side. Ortega's got it. Sets, throws to first, and one down. Behind the plate is Jackson Langford, and on the mound is Jesse Campa. Through a complete game and a victory over Frederick. 3-1, 1 week ago. One out here for Keegan Sturkle. The right-hander delivers, and that pitch is a strike. I think it was a strike. No balls in one strike. I think we have a different umpire than in game one. I didn't see the signal, but anyway, Sturkle was 0 for 3. And the offering, that's in the dirt. Let's see if he signals 1-1 or 2-0. Yeah, I don't think we have the same two umpires. No. I think we have the field umpire was the plate umpire. Should be 1 ball and 1 strike. It just wasn't a strong strike signal. The pitch down and away should be 2-1. No, yeah, yep. 2-1. Okay. Boy, if that's a strike call, man, I'm going to have to guess. It's not a very emphatic strike call. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out and the bases empty in the first. The pitch. And that is a strike. Maybe that is him. I don't know. Usually it's the same 2 umpires. 2-2. The Mustangs won game 1 11-4 with 9 runs in the 5th inning and 2 in the 6th. Jesse Campa gets the sign from Langford. And the offering. Swung on and lifted into foul territory. There's room for Bills near the fence, or there was room. Did he make the catch? Nope. Oh, he nearly got a glove on it. The ball just kept twisting into foul territory and over the fence, so it remains at 2-2 to Keegan Sturkle. The Mustangs looking for the sweep. This is a big game now for both sides, obviously, after Fort Morgan rallied in game 1. And Jesse comes home, swung on, popped up into shallow left field. The shortstop Beltran is out along the line, and he makes the one-handed grab. And there's 2 down. 2 down here for Rocco Salvatore. He had a base hit in the first game. In the 7th inning, went 1 for 4. I owe you at least a fish sandwich or 2, Brian, since you got the lineups. I mean, I got him in game 1, but you were not here, so I was messing around. The pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. We'll get the raw numbers here coming up momentarily for Jesse Campa off his outing after he struggled against Northridge in relief. The pitch, and that's a breaking ball for a strike. 1-1. Here to the number 3 hitter in the lineup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Campa 1-0 this season. Pitch to Salvatore. Curveball is right there. On the inner half, it's 0-2. 1-0 with a 4.57 ERA. 10 strikeouts in his last outing. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 down and the bases empty in the first. The offering. Swung on and lifted towards right center field. Briggs Wheatley to his left. Plenty of room. He makes the grab, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for junior right-hander Jesse Campa. Now almost a senior right-hander, but again, they're classified by the most recent year. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Roosevelt does not score, and Fort Morgan is coming to bat. We're back in 1 minute on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's get to the Mustangs starting lineup. Batting first is Briggs Wheatley, Jackson Langford the catcher at second. Nick Beltran will be hitting out of the 3-hole. Batting fourth is the pitcher Jesse Campa. Braden Fajardo is the fifth hitter. Right fielder K.O. Langford at sixth. He was 3 for 4 in the opening game. Malachi Bill's the first baseman at seventh. Frank Ortega third at eighth. And Colin Farley, the DH, bats ninth. Defensively for Roosevelt, over at first base is Rocco Salvatore. Easton Herrera, the losing pitcher in game one, is at second. Josh Lawrence at third. Brock Saya in between him at short. It's Ty, got to get his last name now, Ty Deasing in left, Keegan Sturkle in center. The right fielder is Kyle Jensen. Behind the plate is Brecken Sawyer, and Caleb Erickson, the left-hander, is on the mound for Roosevelt for game two. Erickson so far this season has compiled an ERA. Well, apparently hasn't pitched according to this. This is his first outing. Lefty against lefty. And the pitch to Wheatley. Fastball is a little bit low, below the knees. 1 ball and no strikes. Wheatley was 0 for 4 in game one with a run scored. And the pitch, that's in the dirt with a changeup, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 to Wheatley. He likes to swing away, especially to hitters count. The offering way outside and below the knees again. 3 balls and no strikes. I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickel. You caught up, Brian?
I'm getting there.
All right. Mine was automatic, but I didn't have to shift Fort Morgan at all.
Yeah.
It's McCoy hitting?
McCoy, yeah. Farley's got his hand all wrapped up where he got hit on that
Oh, boy,
last
that's
game.
too bad.
So McCoy's going to hit in the ninth position.
That is too bad. Colin has really been solid. That is too bad. So McCoy is hitting instead of Farley. 3-0 pitch, and that's in the dirt. It's a walk. Well, hopefully that's not a break or anything for Colin. He's had a great season so far. So a 4-pitch walk to Briggs Wheatley. That'll send up Jackson Langford. He had a base hit in the opening game and 3 at-bats. As he will now step in. And the way Farley reacted is like nothing happened. But he's been hit 2 games in a row. Throw back to first off balance. Back in diving is Wheatley. So this is Erickson's first outing of the year, according to Max Preps. The stretch by the left-hander. Pitch to Langford. That's a tailing fastball for a strike on the outer half. No balls and 1 strike. Fort Morgan won the first game 11-4. Brush won at home against Sterling 9-7. They're playing game 2 right now on 1010 KSIR. Throw back to first, and that barely got over the glove of Salvatore. And Salvatore running towards the pitcher, handing him the ball. If that was any higher, that would have been well down the right field side into foul territory, and Wheatley would have taken 2 bases. No balls and 1 strike. Langford settles back into the box with an open stance. Runner goes. The pitch swung on and fouled. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, that was a huge jump for Wheatley. He had an easy stolen base. And Sawyer's not their number 1 catcher. Doesn't have the arm that the starting catcher Koska has for Roosevelt. Got to run through the signs again. Roosevelt was retired in order in the top of the first inning. No balls and 2 strike the pitch. Swung on, grounded right back to the mound. Could be 2 to second for 1 and back to first, and that's a 1-6-3 double play. 2 down. Taylor made double play for Roosevelt. Here's Nick Beltran had 2 hits in the opening game, including a 2-run double. Now he's got to face the off-speed hitter, or pitcher, I should say. Wind and pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Double plays are rally killers and rally savers, depending upon how you look at it. The stretch with the bases empty. And the 1-0. Fastball is upstairs. Ball 2. Jesse Campa waits to hit next. 2 balls and no strikes to Nick Beltran. here in the bottom of the first inning of Game 2. Mustangs won the opening game 11-4. The pitch swung on and tapped slowly right side. This will be a tough play on the slow roller. It's going to be barehanded and no play. It's going to be a base hit. Nothing Herrera could do. Second consecutive infield hit for Beltran. Got a break on that one. On that slow roller on the right side of the thick grass. And here is Jesse Campa. Campa in Game 1 was 1 for 3. The pitch over but low. 1 ball and no strikes. Not too bad, 7:35. I mean, I anticipated we'd get out of here after 9. At one point, I thought it might be 10 o'clock. Not if this game goes quickly. Short lead. Swung on, grounded left side. A nice short hop there for Lawrence. He fires to first. Low! And the ball skips away down the right field line. Let's see if Beltran can score. Beltran's going to round third. This could be a play at the plate. It will not be. The ball's bobbled in right field. Throw all the way to third is cut off. And that'll be an error on Lawrence. And the Mustangs lead 1-0. No RBI in that play. On just a bad throw.
Yeah, he had a nice scoop over there and then just threw it away.
So that'll send up Braden Fajardo. I'm not sure what the head coach is debating out there at all.
Yeah, I don't know what he's...
But yeah. I didn't see anything. I have no idea.
I don't know.
I have no idea. He scored from first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is. I think that's Cody Roth. Maybe he just... maybe it's the way he's wearing his cap because it's a little bit cooler. I don't know. I thought they might have switched umpires, but now that I see his mechanics, same. But I don't know what happened there. Here's Fajardo. He had a big double in Game 1. The pitch swung on, grounded left side. Lawrence has got it, drops it, picks it up, fires to first, and that one's offline. And that ball is getting down the right field line. And here's Fajardo to second. Second consecutive error by Lawrence. Campa scores. And it's 2-0. He's over firing that ball. And watch out, Tanner Campbell had to watch out. He had to defend himself over there, the first base coach for Fort Morgan. And, you know, sometimes, Brian, it's a matter of just finessing the ball over there.
Yeah.
So the Mustangs have 2 unearned runs here in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch in the dirt. Well, you can say Erickson's thrown well, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, he's not getting the defense behind him, but, you know, Lawrence has done a nice job stopping the ball. It's just not relaying it over to first.
1 ball and no strikes, and the pitch. And that ball is low, down and in. Now, only 9 balls and 6 strikes for Erickson, but it doesn't matter. I mean, It doesn't matter if you're not getting the defense.
Nope.
And really, the ball-to-strike ratio is irrelevant when you're actually having the ball hit to the fielder's runner going. And that one's in the dirt. Easy stolen base for Fajardo standing. I mean, you hope for Roosevelt's sake that the lack of momentum from Game 1 doesn't carry over to Game 2, but the Mustangs have scored the last 13 runs now with this doubleheader. 3 balls and no strikes to Kale. He'll be taking. And that ball nearly hit him. Skips away. Here comes Fajardo to the plate. There might be a play to throw. It gets loose in the infield. And Kale's got to watch out and stay on first. Campbell gets him there because he was rounding first. And the wild pitch is going to make it 3-0. I feel bad for Erickson. I mean, he's not thrown poorly here, but he's getting no help. And Lawrence is a good-looking third baseman. He's had 2 throws that have just misfired badly. Malachi Bills. Talk about a hitter that's come along. Malachi, 2 for 4 in the opening game. So unlike Game 1, the Mustangs off to a quick lead. Throw back to first, back in diving is K.O. Langford. 3 unearned runs allowed here by Caleb Erickson. Runner goes the pitch. That is over but low. No throw and a steal standing up for K.O. You look at the speed on this team, Brian. With Kale, with Briggs, with Fajardo. Those guys can roll. We've seen them on the football field. 1 ball, no strikes. Bills awaits the pitch. Swung on and fouled to the backstop. The count levels at 1-1. it's really not classified as working overtime. You were just here longer.
That's right.
Yeah.
An extended period of time.
Hey, there you go. Here's the stretch. And the pitch. Swung on and fisted foul. Now, I just found out from one of the Mustang parents that apparently University is in quarantine.
Oh.
And they will not play that game tomorrow. That's what I was just told. So our next game might not be till Tuesday against Mountain View. And Bill's calling time here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a man at second, 3 across in the bottom of the first inning for the Mustangs. They have scored the last 14 runs here, dating back to the opening game. Won by Fort Morgan 11-4. And the left-hander Erickson, runner goes to third, delivers. Swung on, grounded left side. And it's off the glove of Lawrence. And now he's going to go to home. The throw is going to be late. That'll be another error on Lawrence. It's 4-0. No RBI by Bills, but he mishandled it over there and tried to get Cale out. Boy, 3 errors in the inning.
All on the same guy.
Well, I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's lonely out there when, and again, the way he fielded in game 1, he was so good. But now in game 2, 3 errors by the third baseman Lawrence, 2 throwing errors, and actually, if that throw is half decent, he's got Cale out at the plate.
Yeah, he's just not having a good day over there at third. Or he did good earlier.
A good half inning.
Yeah.
And here is Frank Ortega, the 8th hitter of the inning. Ortega had a big base hit in that 9-run 4th inning. The left-hander Erickson with a 1-step lead for Bills. Delivers. Tails away with a changeup, ball 1. Engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Strong commitment to their clients' needs sets them apart. Western Engineering Consultants. That is over, but low on the changeup. 2 balls and no strikes. 23 pitches, 14 balls, 9 strikes so far for Erickson. But even more importantly, they trail 4-0 with 4 unearned runs by the Mustangs. The pitch. And that is a ball. Throw to second is high. The slide, he's going to be out.
Yep.
Out by a mile. Is Malachi Bills. Did not get a good jump there and was thrown out by Brecken Sawyer, as applying the tag was Saya for the Mustangs in the inning. They score 4 runs on 1 hit. 1 base hit, 3 errors, and the bases were left empty. We head to the second inning in Fort Morgan. In game 2, it is Fort Morgan 4, Roosevelt 0. Mustang Baseball is brought to you in part by B&B Appliance on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brian, back in the day when I started covering brush baseball in the late 90s, we'd often have games where one game was really good and the other game not so good. And I hope that's not the case here, because even in the 11-4 victory by Fort Morgan, pretty good baseball game. I mean, there were a limited number of errors, but not off to a good start here in game 2, at least for Roosevelt. 3 errors by third baseman Josh Lawrence, and it's a 4-0 Mustang lead as we head to the second inning. I mean, you want to win games, but you want to do it by earning them. And really, Fort Morgan didn't do anything, just 1 base hit, and that was an infield dribbler by 1 down off the strikeout. Okay, we're trying to restore our signal here. Apparently we lost the signal, and that pitch is a ball. Back with you here. A strikeout here to begin the inning of Jensen. 1 ball and no strikes to Brecken Sawyer. And the offering, and that is low, 2-0. Now, that's the first time we had a signal issue today, apparently. Guess it happens once in a while, hopefully once in a long while. Sawyer was 1 for 4 in game 1. The pitch swung on and chopped down the third baseline. Long throw for Ortega is a bullet to first and offline. And now another issue with the third baseman there. Long throw. Oh, we'll score that. Ugh. We'll score that at E, I think. I mean, he backed up. You make that throw, it's a close play, but can't give him a straight-up base hit there. Not on a chopper. That was not a dribbler or a roller. So we have 4 errors combined here, 3 by Roosevelt, by Lawrence, and the 1 there by Ortega. Lawrence will now hit. Lawrence had a big double in the 4-run 4th inning. Throw back to first. Back in diving is Sawyer. Yeah, Frankie makes that throw. It's a close play, but again, that's a routine chopper to third. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is fouled off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. Want to be solid defensively. I think that's Fort Morgan's, is it their first error of the day? I don't think they made an error in game 1.
No.
And Frankie played the true hop, but then you got to throw to first. Back close there on the throw back to first, and back in diving once again is Brecken Sawyer. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the 2nd inning. Fort Morgan leads in game 2, 4-0. They won 11-4 in game 1. The pitch swung on line down the right field side, and that is into foul territory and out of play. 0-2.
Still got that southeast wind blowing about 20 miles an hour. So
that is kicking up, but no threat of weather that we know of. Blue skies overhead, even at this hour. It's 7:47. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch swung on and chopped right side. Fajardo has just 1 play. That's to first for the out. Advancing to second is Sawyer. 2 down. Let's check our own signal. Hopefully the wind is not playing havoc, because we did. Yeah, we're not having a perfect signal here, but good enough to be on the air, you know, because sound engineers and producers are basically those at the site, like us. We have more control at this level. And the breaking ball went behind the back of Easton Herrera. 1 ball and no strikes. Herrera in game 1 was 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. Looking back, coming back. Fastball, a strike on the inner half. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fort Morgan's 4 runs in the first inning were all unearned against the left-hander Caleb Erickson. Campa kicks and fires. Fastball off the glove of Langford, and that's going to advance the runner on the wild pitch. To third is Sawyer. Even little things like this. You know you've scored the last 15 runs.
Right.
You don't want to run to score here. Even though you feel you're in control of the game up 4-0, you want to get this out and get to the bottom of the 2nd with a 4-run cushion. 2-1 from Campa, and that's in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike with Ty Deasing, who did not play in game 1, waiting to hit next. And this is the other thing. You get the 7-hitter out, then you've got 8, 9, and 1 coming up in the 3rd inning. And the 3-1 offering swung on and grounded a short. Beltran waits on it. He's got it. He fires to first, and that is right there for the out. And that ends the inning as Roosevelt does not get on the board. In the frame, no runs on no hits. There was a Mustang error and a man left 90 feet away from home plate. 1 1/2 innings are in the books. It is Fort Morgan 4, Roosevelt nothing. We are in game 2 from Legion Field on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. And it's 4-0 in favor of Fort Morgan. Yeah, so a team can be, part of a team could be in quarantine, but you can still play a scheduled game, just keep certain players out. So we have not heard any official postponement or cancellation of tomorrow's game with Fort Morgan and University. It's a 6 p.m. start slated tomorrow night. Now, my understanding is that the Mustangs would use a sophomore to start that game on the Hill, but I don't know that officially either. You know, you hear stuff. And here we go with Frank Ortega batting at the bottom of the 2nd. Brian Nickel will take over the play-by-play here in the 3rd. He had all the offense in the first game, and I finally got something in the 2nd game, the pitch. And that's a strike, tailing away, but on the outer half, it's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. And that pitch is low. 1-1 here to Frank Ortega. And the left-hander Erickson comes home. Swinging a tapper up the 3rd baseline. That's going to be trouble, but it's going to trickle foul. 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Here to the opening hitter, Frank Ortega here in the bottom of the second inning. Fort Morgan leads Roosevelt by a score of 4-0. And the left-hander to the plate. Swung on and chopped left side. And a nice diving. Nope, he couldn't make the stab there by the third baseman. In fact, there's a new third baseman out there. It'll be a base hit. That was deep in the hole. A base hit for Frank Ortega. Do we have the name?
Is that East? Did they put Herrera
Yeah,
at
I think Herrera's
third?
at third. I think you're right.
Maybe they switched positions.
I think you're right. Well, that's not Herrera's at third, but I don't think the same second baseman. Swung on and fouled off. No balls and 1 strike. An infield single for Frank. With a 4-0 lead for the Mustangs. Here in the bottom of the second inning. 4 unearned runs in the first. The stretch, short lead by Frank, squaring to bunt. Outside throw back to first, and the ball gets away down the right field line. Ortega will take second. Sawyer with the air, the 4th of the game. And man, Fort Morgan is just capitalizing on miscues here by Roosevelt. So they've got a chance to score another run, if not more. And a step off, no throw. One ball, 1 strike. Pitch to McCoy, squaring to bunt, and he fouls it all the way to the screen.
Is this his first plate appearance this year?
1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, it is his first plate appearance. And let's see what he can do with it. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and tapped down the third base side. That is foul. So it remains at 1-2. Nobody out, bottom of the second inning, 4-0. And the pitch tails away. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I believe that is Michael Wall, number 20, out at second base.
Yeah. So again, we'll have official word, but and runner goes. Swung on line, headed for center field. That's going to be cut off by the shortstop, Saya. No throw, and now headed for the plate to throw, and trapped in there's Ortega. He's out by a mile. Not good base running. I think Coach Langford might have sent him there, but he's out by a mile. That'll be a base hit. And then caught between third and home as he was tagged out by Sawyer. So that's the first out of the inning. But give McCoy the base hit. Yeah, you hate to see that happen. And there's 1 down. 1 down here in the second. Here is Briggs Wheatley. And the offering. And that's down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. So anyway, as far as we know, and Mr. Anderson has pretty much confirmed, they're still going on for tomorrow because we haven't seen any schedule change. They might have players on quarantine, but the game is on. The pitch swung on and tapped foul to the screen. And the count levels at 1-1 with 1 out, 1 on in the bottom of the second inning. The Mustangs scored 4 unanswered runs in the opening frame. They do have 3 hits now. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the left. Ball 1, strike 2. Brian, we're getting out Gatorated. We got 2 waters and maybe the same number. I don't know. Throw back to first, back at diving is McCoy. Well, if this game gets out of hand and the Mustangs get a big lead, then I have to play other games. You got 2 Gatorade? Yeah. What's in the middle there? What do you got? The pitch. And that's low. Oh, that's a Powerade? What is that? Show me the bottle. I never seen. I don't know if I've seen that one. Pitch is 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch And that is outside. Runner goes to second to throw the slide, and he's in there. That's a steal for Levi McCoy. And it's 3-2. 3-2 with Jackson Langford waiting to hit next. With one out in the bottom of the second inning. Caleb Erickson looks back, and the offering, and that's in the dirt, and Wheatley walks first and second for Jackson Langford. They're off? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Clint. Yep. Okay, so no game tomorrow. No game tomorrow, Fort Morgan and University. So we'll scratch that from the schedule. That was an add-on anyway. That was not a league. Obviously, University, a two-time defending 3A champion. So Mr. Anderson has confirmed that for us. The pitch, and that fastball tails up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. And those runs, Brian, all came in the first inning with 2 outs. I mean, this could be a 0-0 game. But you know what? Good teams take advantage. Langford looking for a base hit. Runner takes off for third. Swung on in front. I think that's the second time in this game that Jackson. I mean, if it's there, you swing. Yep. And if it turns into a hit and run. Now, I remember I went to a game in 2007 at Coors Field with the Rockies and Braves, first and second, and nobody out. And I think it was I think it was a 3-2 pitch. They sent the runners, and Chipper Jones hit a line drive to the shortstop, Tulowitzki, with the runners going. He just stepped on the bag and then tagged the other runner going out. It was a triple play, and they called that one of the greatest plays in Rockies history. He said, I could have made that play. If you catch the ball, you step and you tag. Just because it's rare, it doesn't mean it's a great play. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It can be a rare play, but a great play, there was no athleticism to it. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on. And 4-0 Mustangs in the bottom of the second inning. The pitch to Jackson Langford is coming right now. Swung on line, base hit right field. That might not score the run. And now the ball is bobbled in right field. Levi McCoy is around third, and he will score Langford back to first as the throw went behind him. And it's 5-0 in favor of the Mustangs. And advancing to third is Briggs Wheatley. Here is Nick Beltran. Take that, Brian. You don't get all the offense. You did in game 1.
I gave you 2 in the 6th inning.
You did give me 2 in the 6th inning. Here's lefty against lefty as Beltran steps in. The stretch and the offering, and that is outside and low. And remember, the first out, the only out of the inning, was at the plate.
Yeah, yep.
And I think Coach did send Frankie on that one, thinking that the ball might trickle into the outfield and had a chance to score. But Levi McCoy is hitting 1,000 on the season. 1 ball, no strikes. Squaring to bunt and takes it for a strike. And now that delayed steal, Langford takes off. No throw attempted there. The Mustangs will continue to try that until that theory is disproved, so to speak. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lefty against lefty. And the pitch. And the bender's a strike. A beautiful pitch by Erickson. 1-2 with Jesse Campa on deck. Trying to keep it at 5-0 is Erickson. The pitch. That is, barely missed. I don't know how he took that pitch. He could have been rung up easily. That must have been a little bit low. Well, I don't know how he took that pitch. I mean, that barely missed the strike zone. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on the bender. Totally fooled was Beltran. He strikes out. That'll send up Campa. Yeah, you got to keep those hands back. He pulled the string on him. 2 down here for Campa, who reached on an error. Well, the Mustangs might only get 1 out of this. The offering swung on and chopped foul down the third base side. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Jesse Campa playing in the bottom of the second. Remember, Fort Morgan rallied from 4. So you don't want to assume, I've got a comfortable lead. Roosevelt thought that at one point. The pitch inside. You don't want to get too comfortable just because you're up 5. I don't think Roosevelt got comfortable. They knew they were playing a very good Fort Morgan team. And the pitch, tailing fastball outside. Ball 2, strike 1 to Jesse Campa. The wind by Erickson, the pitch. Swung on and foul to the backstop. It's 2-2. With Braden Fajardo on deck. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Campa digs in from the right side. And the pitch. Outside. Ball 3, strike 2. Here to Jesse Campa. Off of third is Wheatley. Jackson Langford at second. And the offering. Swung on, popped up, shallow left field to shortstop. Saez out, 2 steps out into the grass. And he makes the catch, and the Mustangs strand 2 runners in scoring position. A run on 3 hits. There was an error and 2 men left. We will head to inning number 3. We are at Legion Field in Fort Morgan. The Mustangs are vying for the sweep as they lead the Roosevelt Rough Riders 5-0 on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
We go to the top of the 3rd inning now with the Mustangs leading at 5-0. 4 runs in the first, 1 in the second, left 2 on with 1 out. Missed a great opportunity there in the bottom of the second, but did score 1. Ty Deasing will lead it off for the Rough Riders, followed by Caleb Erickson, and then Brock Saya back to the top of the lineup.
Now, Brian, we want to see just defense here on this side.
Yeah, I don't want
all the offense.
I don't want to hog it.
This would preserve a 5-0 lead for Fort Morgan, and Jesse Campa's looked pretty good so far.
23 total pitches so far, and the delivery, and that ball is going to be hit out into right field. It might have a play at first. Nope, it's going to be fall in for a single out to right field.
Yeah, if that ball didn't twist away from Kale and take like a little short hop there, he would have had to play it first.
Yep.
He would have had to play it first, but again, it's an inside-out swing.
So Deasing on first, Caleb Erickson at the plate, pitcher for the Rough Riders here in Game 2. The Mustangs leading at 5-0 here in the top of 3. Throw over and diving back in safely is Deasing.
Yeah, you don't want to get comfortable. 5-0 could be 5-4 really quick.
Another throw over, almost threw that away, but nice job over there by Malachi Bills to keep that from going down the right field line. Campa checks his runner and the pitch, and that catches the outside part of the plate. Nice job there by Jesse Campa. 18 strikes and 7 balls so far for Mr. Campa out on the hill. As he checks his runner, going to throw over again. Back in safely once again, though, is Deasing.
He's got a fantastic move over there. I mean, Jesse showed that at Frederick, and he's showing it again today, which is now tonight, past into the 8 o'clock hour. Morgan County's B106 KPRB Brush Fort Morgan. I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickel, and the Mustangs with a 5-0 lead in Game 2 over Roosevelt.
So Jesse back on the hill, and Erickson back into the plate. And the pitch, and that's going to bounce in. Nice job there by Jackson Langford to keep that ball in front of him.
I mean, that's one of the toughest ones to stop, and he was able to make a spectacular play there.
So 1 ball and 1 strike to Erickson as Campa checks his runner over at first. And the pitch, and that catches the outside part of the plate once again. Nice pitch there by Campa.
Well, that's what Jesse did at Frederick. He was painting the corners. And he can paint them more and induce a ground ball double play here and get the Mustangs 2 quick outs.
Throw over once again. He's getting close over there.
He is, yeah. I mean, Ty Deasing keeps getting closer and closer to being picked off.
As Campa looks in, gets a sign from Langford. And the pitch. And that ball is going to be squibbed out to the third baseman. Ortega over to first and tagged out on the play. Nice job there by Malachi Bills to get that ball and then tag him out.
Yeah, that was not a good throw by Frankie up the first base side, but Malachi with a very athletic play to save the error there by the potential error by Frankie, but 1 on, 1 out. And now let's see. You've turned over the lineup here with Brock Saya stepping in for Roosevelt.
Back to the starting top of the lineup here with Brock Saya. And the pitch. And that is going to be low and away for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes.
And because you have a 5-0 lead, Jesse doesn't have to be as precise as he was at Frederick when they were down 1-0 most of the game, and his pitching kept them in the game.
Campa checks his runner out at second, keeps checking, and now the pitch, and that is catches the inside part of the plate for strike one, as Brock Saya is right up on that plate. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on at second. Campa checks the runner, gets his sign from Langford, and time is called at the plate.
Well, just like a hitter has a rhythm, so does the umpire. I'm not sure that was called there by the hitter, Saya.
Yeah. I thought maybe it might have been Jackson that may have called it. I'm not sure. But Campa with the pitch, and that ball is hit out to center field, out to Wheatley, and he puts it away for the out, and that will keep Deasing at second.
I mean, I know that was a routine play, but every time the ball's hit the outfield, you feel they're going to flag everything down. If they can't flag it down with the speed of Wheatley, Langford, and McCoy, then it's a well-earned hit. Again, that was routine, so that's really irrelevant on that particular play.
So now 2 down here in the top of 3 with Keegan Sturkle. He is 0 for 1 on a fly out. Bats from the right side. Campa gets his sign from Langford. Going to throw back to second as Fajardo is covering, but back in safely is Deasing. See if they put their attention here on number 4, Keegan Sturkle. As Campa checks back again, and now the delivery. A nice bender there by Campa for the strike. No balls and 1 strike.
Sturkle was 0 for 3 in game 1, and then he popped out to the shortstop, Beltran, in the opening at bat here in the first inning.
Campa checks his runner, excuse me, and now the pitch, and that's in the dirt. Ball is going to be thrown down to third, but
yeah, Jack's got to hold on to that only because it's a wild pitch, and the only thing you can do there is throw it away. And again, you don't want a cheap run when this game is still within reach for Roosevelt, even though Fort Morgan's up by 5 runs. But again, we saw a 4-0 rally by the Mustangs in game 1.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs with a runner at third. And that ball is well hit out into left center field. But it looks like Levi McCoy, and he is under it for the out. So they keep the Rough Riders off the scoreboard here as we go to the bottom of 3 with the Mustangs leading at 5-0 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We go to the bottom of 3 with the Mustangs leading at 5-0. Braden Fajardo will lead it off, followed by Cale Langford and then Malachi Bills.
Well, here's the other thing, too. The Mustangs can win this game in 5 innings or 4.5. That would certainly save Campa's arm and keep this team even fresher. That's what the benefit of abbreviated victories.
So the left-hander in Erickson and the pitch, and that is going to be outside and low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the number 5 hitter in the lineup, Braden Fajardo. Reached on an error, one of the errors by Erickson.
Really by Lawrence, the third baseman. Okay. Unfortunately, Erickson, he gives up the runs, but they're all unearned. And because of that, there was a positional change, as you mentioned, Brian, over at third base, and Herrera's been over there since the 2nd inning.
And the pitch, and that is low and inside. Once again, 3 balls and no strikes to Braden Fajardo as we play here in the bottom of 3.
You figure Roosevelt's got to be a little bit deflated. They figure they had a shot to win game 1, and once that got away, now 16 unanswered runs by Fort Morgan.
So Erickson with the pitch, and that is going to be low and outside for ball 4. 4 straight balls puts Fajardo at first.
Erickson's got a decent move, but Fajardo's got speed. Langford to the plate has speed. So they'll be running Frank Ortega 2 doors down. He's got major speed. And Levi McCoy, who had a base hit his first time up, he's got incredible speed as well. So this team can run with the best of them.
So Cale Langford, his walk the first time up, they're going to get picked off here in the rundown out there is Fajardo, and he is going to be tagged out. He thought he got back in under there, but it looked like it was a good tag.
1-3 to 6-3 on the pickoff. Fajardo for the opening out. Yeah, and you got to be careful. You take off too early with a left-hander especially, and the Mustangs, I'll say their base running has not been great this game. You had a pick off there. You had Frankie out at the plate.
And the pitch to Cale is up the third base line on the bunt, and he will beat that out without a throw. No problem there by Cale Langford.
Cale, sorry.
Yep, go ahead.
No, his average is going way up. I got to shut up. I got to shut up when you're talking. My bad. I thought you were done. I misread your pause. But either way, Langford had 3 hits in the opening game and now 1 more here. And he's doing a heck of a job.
So Malachi Bill's at the plate now. He is 0 for 1. He also reached on an error. Quick throw over to first, but diving back in is Langford. Malachi Bills bats in from the right side. He is going to be followed up by Frankie Ortega and then Levi McCoy if we get that far. In the pitch, and that is a big swing and a miss by Bills. We'll see if they put Langford in motion. It's a decent lead out there at first. They're going to throw back over, and diving back in safely once again is Cale.
Yeah, I mean, this is the ultimate test. Whenever you're at first base against a left-hander, it doesn't matter who's over there. I don't care if you have the best and fastest base runner. It's a challenge for the base runner reading the pitcher.
Now he's going to take off, and Cale will be in standing up without a throw. So stolen base for Langford.
And basically, you look for that kick leg. And once that kick leg is committed to the plate, you time it out, then you can steal the base.
Langford, that big lead out at second. And the pitch, and that is in the dirt, but kept in front of Sawyer. Nice stop there by Brecken Sawyer. So we have 2 balls and 1 strike to Malachi Bills still at the plate. As Erickson gets, the ball is going to be hit, and that will be a hit out into left field, and they're going to send, he's going to come back in. Cale Langford slipped as he went around third base, but Coach Langford was sending him.
I think it's just one of those games. You had a caught stealing there. You've had a guy thrown at a third. Cale stumbled. It just happens. It happens. It's the fluky thing about baseball because Cale scores 98% of the time on that one. But again, like you said, he tripped up rounding third and he had to hold up. But you do have Frank Ortega up there with 2 out and 2 on and 1 out.
He is 1 for 1. He had a single his first time up. Erickson checks his runners. Now the pitch. And that is going to be a swing and a miss by Frankie.
And it looked like Erickson really pulled the string on the right-handed hitting third baseman.
So Malachi Bills over at first. Cale Langford at third. With Erickson, they're going to throw over to first, but diving back in is Bills. No balls and 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on. 5-0 Fort Morgan here in the bottom of 3. They're going to throw back over to first once again. And back in safely once again is Malachi Bills.
Well, keep this in mind. Fort Morgan now has a string going on here where they have scored in 4 consecutive innings.
And the pitch home, and that ball is going to be hit out to the shortstop and bobbled. So their only play is going to be at first, and that's going to be, oh, they called him out? Oh, you got to be kidding.
All right, that's an awful
That's
call.
awful.
That should have been an error. Now that's going to be an RBI by Ortega. But not a good call whatsoever. And it's 6-0. Josh Langford is out there, and I don't blame him. I mean, that is stunning that he was called out on that play.
I could see from here he beat that by.
Oh yeah,
he was there 2 steps.
Well, he's got to stay in there. It is 6-0. Fort Morgan has scored 5 consecutive innings. Yeah, he was clearly safe. Clearly safe. Let's see if Levi McCoy can make it 2 for 2, Brian.
And that pitch is going to be in the dirt. As Malachi Bills is out at second.
But at this point, if you pitch and play defense, you don't need the extra runners, even though it's nice to have them.
So 1 ball and no strikes. And that pitch misses low and away. For ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes.
Thing with McCoy, he's a scrappy player.
And the pitch, and that is in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the third with 1 in. And the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Best part about that play was your animation. That was very good. I caught him. I was stunned too. Oh, man.
And the pitch, and that is going to be outside for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It was.
You were about to describe the play-by-play as being safe.
Yes.
Because it was clear.
And the pitch, and that ball is going to be hit up the middle, and rounding third and being sent home will be Malachi Bills, and he is going to be caught before he gets to the plate. So thrown out at the plate will be Malachi Bills for the third out here. So we will go to the top of 4 with the Mustangs leading at 6-0 on B106 in the Eastern Plains Sports Network. So top of 4 here with the Mustangs leading at 6-0. It will be Rocco Salvatore to lead it off. Easy for me to say. Campa with the delivery, and that is low and away for ball 1. Jesse Campa very nice on the pitches here. Only 35 pitches so far, starting the top of the 4th. 24 strikes, 11 balls. As Campa checks Langford for the sign and the delivery, and that is in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. So 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'm going to get soft on you, Brian. I'm going with the sweater here. I got to get soft.
Campa with the pitch, and that ball is going to be hit out to left field, and coming under it is be Levi McCoy for the out. Nice job there by Levi to track that down. Very routine play out there for Levi. As that is the first out of the top of the 4th. That will bring up Kyle Jensen. He is 0 for 1 on a strikeout.
Levi's having a heck of a game.
Yep.
2 for 2, and he's all types of defense.
He's going to be wanting to bat more often.
Yep.
Campa with a pitch. And that is low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. To the cleanup hitter, right fielder Kyle Jensen. Campa checks Langford for the pitch. The signal in the pitch, and that is going to be outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
Want to guess the temperature here without...
We're going to go 63.
My phone says 72. It feels like 64, 65.
Yeah. So 2 balls and no strikes in the pitch from Campa, and that is going to be inside for ball 3.
Yeah.
3 balls, no strikes. Yeah, it feels cooler than that, maybe because of the wind.
Yeah.
6-0 Fort Morgan. Here in the top of 4 in the pitch, and that fastball is in there for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. From Jesse Campa. So he gets his signal from Jackson Langford. And the pitch. And that is going to be low for ball 4. 4 balls. Sends Kyle Jensen down to first base. Now Brecken Sawyer comes up to the plate. He is 0 for 1. He reached on an error.
Looking for his first hit of the doubleheader.
So Jesse Campa looks into Langford. Checks his runner over at first. And the come home pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike.
How about a double play?
That would work.
Okay.
I would take that.
Just asking.
And the throw over, but diving back in safely is Jensen.
At some point, he's going to pick somebody off.
He does. He has an excellent move over there.
Oh, gosh, good. Really good.
As Jensen gets his about a step lead over there. He's not too far away. And Campa comes home, and that ball is going to be hit foul down the third baseline, just foul. So back to first will go Jensen. Sawyer back to the plate. As Campa ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Now Jackson Langford out having a talk with Jesse Campa.
Of the 6 runs Erickson has allowed for Roosevelt, only 2 have been earned because of the 4 unearned runs in the first inning as a result of 3 Roosevelt errors.
So Jackson back in behind the plate. Campa checks his runner over at first. And the pitch. And that ball is going to be hit out to center field. Briggs Wheatley camping under it out there, and he comes down with it for the second out here of inning number 4. And nice job out there by Briggs to settle under that one. That will bring up Josh Lawrence. He is 0 for 1 on a ground out. So 2 outs here in the top of 4.
Let's see if that's him, because I think he was taken out of the game.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. That was Wall, I believe. Steal in the throw and out easily down at second base. Nice throw over there by Jackson Langford to catch Kyle Jensen on the steal. So we will go to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Mustangs leading at 6-0 here on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 6-0 as we go here in the bottom of 4. The Mustangs lead it. Up for the Mustangs, if I get out of this one here, will be top of the order, Briggs Wheatley, followed by Jackson Langford and Nick Beltran. As they're going to converge at the mound before we get going here. The infielders all come in, but Briggs Wheatley is reached on 2 walks so far in this game. As the wind's still blowing in from center field. Earlier it was about 20 miles an hour, maybe not quite so hard right now, but not a good direction for a wind to be blowing in when if you're trying to hit a home run. Yeah. So, that was inside.
Who is the new pitcher here?
Number 9.
Yeah, there is a new right-hander there, and that's going to be Nate Wren on the mound here for Roosevelt.
And the pitch, and that is going to be fouled back to the screen for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Boy, he really went after he's trying to attack the inside in the first pitch, then went away to Wheatley on the second pitch. Has closed the book on Erickson. 6 runs allowed, only 2 earned through 3 innings.
And the pitch, and that is going to catch the outside part of the plate for strike 2.
Gorgeous off-speed pitch there by Wren. Gorgeous pitch.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Leadoff batter Briggs Wheatley at the plate. And that is a swing and a miss. That was up and in. And Briggs took a swing at it and came up empty.
Yeah, if Briggs can eliminate that from his game, that's the only thing that it's a bugaboo at times. He goes after the high pitch, and that one did result in a strikeout.
So 1 down, Jackson Langford up at the plate. He is 1 for 2 with a ground out and singled his last time up. And that is going to be inside for ball 1.
He's got some velocity, though.
Yeah he's a hard right-handed thrower. As Nick Beltran in the on-deck circle. And that pitch is going to be outside. Working him in and working him out. But 2 balls and no strikes with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the pitch, and that catches the outside part of the plate on that pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike. As the Mustangs lead it here 6-0. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be fouled straight back. So 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Equitable Savings and Loan. Check them out at Equitable Savings and Loan.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, and that is going to be outside for ball 3. Full count now on catcher Jackson Langford. We play with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And the pitch, and swing and a miss. They're going to throw him out at first. As Jackson Langford goes down. That will bring up Nick Beltran. He is 1 for 2, a single, and struck out his last time up.
Remember, the Mustangs have scored in 5 straight innings.
Yep.
9 runs in the 5th of game 1, 2 in the 6th, 4 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, but scoreless so far here in the 4th.
In the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss on that fastball. Got that by Beltran. So no balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. And the pitch. And that breaking ball right in there for a strike. Nice looking pitch there by Wren. I believe that is his name.
Yep, 1 pitch away from striking out the side after struck out Wheatley and Langford.
So Wren with the delivery, and that ball is going to be popped up and playable on the left side, and is caught there on the just on the outfield part of the grass there as the Mustangs go down in order. As we go to the top of 5 with the Mustangs leading at 6-0 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We go to the top of 5 with the Mustangs leading at 6-0 as they scored 4 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and were held scoreless in the 4th. Leading it off will be Michael Wall. He was up to the plate at the end of the last inning.
Yeah, before that caught stealing of Jensen, I believe it was.
So Jesse Camp out on the hill, 45 total pitches. Nice pitch count for Jesse. And the pitch, and that breaking ball is in there for a strike.
About a 2-to-1 ratio there, strike to balls. Close to it.
Yep, 31 strikes, 15 balls. As Campa with the delivery. And that ball is going to be hit out to center field to Wheatley as he ranges over to his left. As he puts it away for out number 1 here in this top of the 5th inning.
You know, the good thing about pitchers like Campa and Beltran is that you actually see action. You know, they're not strikeout pitchers, you know, and Briggs Wheatley more of a strikeout pitcher.
Keep your fielders alert. So Campa with the delivery, and that missed outside, I guess. 1 ball and no strikes to Easton Herrera. He is 0 for 1 on a ground out, and that pitch is in there for a strike.
I should mention, though, Brian, Briggs only had 3 strikeouts in the opening game, so his defense had to play for him.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and a pitch, and that is going to be low for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. As nightfall is getting here. Campa with the pitch, and that is going to be tapped foul down the 3rd baseline. And he still apparently didn't realize it had gone foul. He ran it out all the way.
We did Thursday night football against Frederick, Brian, and that didn't affect your dinner plans, right? We finished by about 9:15, 9:30. We got to think of it like that, so we have a normal night of eating, not like, oh, we had an hour, 10-minute delay.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, exactly. It just delays the meal.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Easton Herrera. Campa with the delivery, and that is going to be nubbed out to the, bad hop out there as Beltran tries to flag it down. That will go as a hit for Herrera. So 1 on now as Ty Deasing is up.
There might have been a chance for a play. Sorry about that, Brian. If it takes a true hop, there's a chance for a play there.
It hit a hole or something out there, and it took quite a hop over the top of Nick's glove. So Ty Deasing 1 for 1 with a single. throw over to first. Diving back in is Herrera. He gets his step and a half lead over there. Campa with a delivery, and that ball is going to be fouled out of play over the right side. So no balls and 1 strike. To Ty Deasing. They're going to throw back over to first, and that was close.
Jesse's not going to give up till he gets the pick off. He's got such a solid, consistent move.
Still no balls and 1 strike. Campa comes home, and that is missed inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. To the left fielder and number 8 hitter in their lineup, Ty Deasing. Campa looks in, gets his sign, checks his runner over at first, and now that ball is going to go down the first baseline as that pickoff move or throw was in the dirt.
Well, that's the only problem Fort Morgan's had this year with all these pickoffs. 4 errors on pickoffs, and we're not even through 7 games. So they're going to have to re-examine that. You go to the well once too often. You don't want that many errors.
Yeah. So now a runner out at second. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Campa with the pitch, and that misses low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. After the error by Campa on the pickoff attempt, sends Herrera to second. Campa checks his runner, steps off now. As Herrera goes back, steps on the base, and then he's going to get his lead once again out there at second. And the pitch, and that is going to be low and away. Skips away from Jackson for just a minute, but not far enough for Herrera to take off. So now 3 balls and 1 strike. To Deasing. So 56 total pitches now for Jesse Campa. As he checks the sign from Langford. Looks back, and the pitch, and that is going to be nubbed down the third baseline, but that's going to be foul. So now a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. With 1 out, 1 on. To Ty Deasing. Campa with the sign and the delivery, and that is going to be fouled out of play over on the right-hand side. Apparently they've fouled all the balls off, and they have no baseball. Oh, there, you got 1 back in.
Well, now the game is kind of sauntering along slowly, and you want to advance it a little bit, but you have a long at bat here by this right-handed hitter and Ty Deasing. This will be the 7th pitch of the at bat. In a 6-0 Fort Morgan lead in the top of the 5th inning in game 2.
So Campa with the delivery, and that ball is going to be hit for a base hit out into left field. So Levi McCoy comes up with it, and they will hold Herrera at third. But now runners at the corners for the Rough Riders. And that will bring up Caleb Erickson. Yep, Caleb Erickson. Nope, that's Wall.
That's Nate Wren.
Oh, Nate Wren, I'm
for
sorry.
The right side, yeah. Nate Wren, the pitcher who came in for Erickson. Mustangs at double play depth trying to prevent Roosevelt from scoring. The Mustangs have scored the last 17 runs, 11 in game 1 and 6 here in game 2. But Roosevelt is threatening here in the 5th inning with 2 on and 1 out.
So Campa looks in and gets the sign, checks his runner over at first. And the pitch. And that is in there for a strike. Nice pitch there by Campa. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at the corners. And the pitch. And that is a big swing and a miss. Nice off-speed pitch there by Campa.
Hasn't had strikeout stuff, but he might have it right here at 0-2. Let's see. You got to throw a money pitch here at 0-2.
Going to throw back over to first. Once again, back in safely is Deasing. Back in at the plate is Wren. And the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss for strike 3 for out number 2 here in the top of the 5th. That will bring up Brock Soya. And he is 0 for 2.
Well, Caden Moriarty for Brush is 3 outs away from a no-hitter. Live at KPMX Sports. I better get that off my phone here. That's one of our sister stations because the sound is coming through there. With Chris Bull-Brom on the call, and we also have Kevin Fergus on 1010 KSIR.
So runners still at the corners, this time now with 2 outs. Brock Saya at the plate, and that is in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike.
Brock Saya grounded to third in the first and flew to center in his second at bat.
As he steps out now back into the plate, as Jackson now is going to call timeout for a minute as he stretches his legs, I guess, are going to get back down. Campa with the sign over to first, but back in safely once again is Deasing.
Yeah, see, this is where I wish you would knock that off. Yeah. Just get the batter. I mean, there's no reason to keep throwing to first with 2 down and a 6-0 lead, and you already had a pick-off error in the inning.
And the pitch. Nice pitch. In there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Yeah, now you got to just throw something up in the zone like you did against the previous hitter, Nate Wren, to get out of this jam.
As Campa looks in for the sign. And the pitch. And that ball is fouled off to the left. Deasing was on the move, but he will have to move back to first where he started from. Count remains at no balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Runners at the corners. And Brock Saya, leadoff batter for the Rough Riders. And the pitch. Oh, it must have missed outside. Everybody else thought it was a strike except the umpire.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit off the plate. That's just a tad off the plate.
Yep. See if he was going to go fishing a little bit, but did not. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Campa with the pitch, and that ball is in the dirt. Jackson keeps it close enough that he does not come in from third, but down to second is Deasing.
Roosevelt can get some life here. They can pick up some life with a base hit to score 2 runs. So big at bat here for Saya and big hitter for Campa to retire.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Campa with the pitch, and that ball is hard hit and through third base out into left field. In will be Herrera on the single. Out to left field. And over to third is Deasing. So now a 5-run lead, 6-1. And up at the plate now is Keegan Sturkle.
Yeah, if he could have thrown that ball a little bit up in the zone, it was 2 down in the zone. He was able to get it. Get it up in the zone, you swing under it.
So Sturkle is 0 for 2 on 2 flyouts. But over at third is Deasing, and at first is Soya. As Campa gets his sign. And the pitch. And that breaking ball's in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Rocco Salvatore on deck for the Rough Riders as we play here in the top of 5 with the Mustangs up 6-1. And Jesse Campa on the hill, 69 total pitches. Yes, he gets the sign and the delivery. That breaking ball was in there for a strike, and then the throw down out to second, and now they're going to throw home. So got the steal and then came home on the throw. So now 6-2. is the Fort Morgan lead. So 6-2. So Roxoy is sitting out there at second base. No balls and one strike. And the pitch. And that is in the dirt for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. As the Rough Riders get into this lead a little bit of the Mustangs, down 4, 6-2. Campa looks in for the sign from Langford. And the pitch. And that is a ball hit to third base to Ortega. Comes up with a nice strong throw over to first base for the out. The Rough Riders come up with 2, as it is now 6-2 Fort Morgan as we go to the bottom of 5 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. To the bottom of 5 we go with the Mustangs leading it now 6-2 after the Rough Riders put 2 on the board there in the top of the 5th. Leading it off will be Jesse Campa, followed by Braden Fajardo and then Cale Langford. As this will be inning number 2 for Nate Wren. Hard throwing right-hander. Yes, Brecken Sawyer comes back from the mound. And he will get squatted there behind home plate, and Campa will step in here in the bottom of the 5th. Mustangs have held scoreless in that last inning. So Wren with his signal and the pitch, and that is going to be a foul ball at the plate. So no balls and 1 strike to pitcher Jesse Campa, who has thrown 71 pitches in the contest. So Wren with the pitch, and that ball is going to be popped up, but I believe it's going to be out of play over behind us. So Wren ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes to Jesse Campa, who is 0 for 2. And the pitch, and that's going to be upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You saw Moriarty throw a complete game with a 3-run homer and 16 strikeouts against Resurrection Christian in a 5-0 victory. They beat Sterling 6-0, 14 strikeouts and a no-hitter.
Good for him. So that ball is going to be fouled off to the right and out of play. So Moriarty seems to be the real deal there in brush. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be fouled once again. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. So now Sawyer's going to go out and have a talk with Wren with 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Sawyer will saunter back to the plate area, get down, and now Campa back in at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch, and that is low for 2 balls. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 6-2 Mustangs here in the bottom of the 5th. After Roosevelt put 2 on in the top of the 5th. Braden Fajardo waiting on deck. But first, Jesse Campa at the plate. And that ball is going to be hit up the middle for a base hit. Nice job there by Jesse Campa. Nice strong single right up the middle. So that will bring up Fajardo, who is 0 for 1.
Let's see if they play a little small ball. Braden has got so much speed. If they can bunt him, and I think now, is that going to be, well, let's see.
Langford.
That is going to be Charlie. Is that 11?
Yep.
Charlie Langford running at first, and he's got a lot of speed as well. Yeah, anything on the ground that Braden hits, he can beat out. But they might test the defense, knowing that they've got a different third baseman in there from the beginning of the game, and with Cale right behind him, you'll have major speed on the bases, and the Mustangs can sustain a rally.
So Nate Wren steps off the rubber, now back on as Charlie Langford gets his lead over there at first. And the pitch, and that is going to be nubbed out in front of the plate. And the only play is going to be down the first baseline. So advancing over to second is Langford.
Well, that's called a swinging bunt.
Correct.
So,
yep.
Hey, he got him over. He got him over. That just goes 2-3. So it still does the job with a man in scoring position, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easy for you. Call them 842-4555. Greg Mullen, State Farm Insurance.
So Cale Langford, 1 for 1, a walk and a bunt. Yeah, Charlie Langford gets a fairly decent lead out there. That first pitch was a strike. No balls and 1 strike.
Cale is 4 for 5 today in the doubleheader.
Wren with the pitch, and that ball's a nice hard single. That will score Langford from second. Better not say it too quick. And then Cale will go to second on the throw. So now the Mustangs lead at 7-2 on a single by Cale Langford.
That was roped right up the middle. Let's check out Cale's average now, because he came in the 200s. But you go 5 for 6. So he came in today. And we'll recalculate as Malachi.
Malachi Bill's now up at the plate. He is 1 for 2. And that pitch is upstairs for ball 1.
Yes, they didn't have it on Max Preps. I'm going to have to find it myself.
So 1 ball, no strikes to Malachi Bills. Frank Ortega on deck, with Cale Langford out at second after the single and then going to second on the throw. That ball is outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, 15 strikeouts officially for Moriarty tonight. He did walk 4 and a 6-0 no-hitter over Sterling for the Beat Diggers.
Oh, time was called right at about the time Wren was going to throw the ball, and time was granted. So Malachi Bills back in at the plate. Wren gets his signal, checks the runner out at second, and the pitch is up and away. So 3 balls and 1 strike. So Bills should get something good to hit here. We'll see if he...
You got a strike. I got 3-0.
That's what I had. Did I say strike?
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I heard. But
okay.
maybe it could be me, too.
3 balls, no strikes, and the pitch. And that ball is going to be upstairs for the walk. That will bring up Frankie Ortega. He is 1 for 2, a single and a ground out.
What I like is this team attacking Roosevelt after giving up the 2 runs. You don't want to get complacent.
Right.
6-2 felt pretty close. But 7-2, maybe 8 or 9-2, then you start feeling a lot better with only 6 outs to go.
So Wren checks his runner out at second. And the pitch. And that's in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Frank Ortega, third baseman here in this second game, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. Wren checks his runner and the pitch, and that is well inside as Frankie backs away. So 1 ball, 1 strike as Levi McCoy waits in the on-deck circle.
Hold on, Brian. The red-hot Levi.
Okay.
Sorry. You acknowledge that, too.
And that pitch is outside. Yeah, he's going to, when he doesn't, well, of course, he'll always play, but I mean, if he has to sit out or something, he'll want to be the designated hitter now.
Oh, yeah.
He has done a nice job today in the field and at the plate. And the pitch, and that ball is a swing and a miss for strike number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out and 2 on. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning with the Mustangs leading at 7-2. Roosevelt put 2 on the board in the top of the 5th. So far the Mustangs with 1, and it's going to be a double steal and fouled at the plate. So everybody back to their respective bases. And we'll try it again.
Approaching 9 o'clock Mountain Time. This is Morgan County's B106, KPRB, Brush Fort Morgan, John Beltran with Brian Nickel, Mustangs going for the sweep, leading 7-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning.
So Wren with the signal and the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. For 2 outs now here in the 5th inning. That will bring up red-hot Levi McCoy.
There you go.
He is 2 for 2, 2 singles here in this game number 2. So Wren with the delivery, and that is going to be in there for a strike.
Wow.
Just caught the outside part of the plate, according to the umpire. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs with 1 in and 2 on. Cale Langford out at second, Malachi Bills at first, and the pitch, and that is going to be a strike.
Yeah, I got a piece
fouled
of it.
That back to the fence. Now down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes is Levi McCoy. Left fielder for the Mustangs here in game number 2 as the Mustangs won game number 1 11-4. So Wren looks back and the pitch, and that's going to be up and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Levi checks head coach Josh Langford down at third base for the sign. And Wren with the sign, a double steal once again, but it's going to be a strike 3 swinging here as the Mustangs are done here in the bottom of the 5th with 1 in as they lead it now 7-2 on B106 in the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
The Mustangs are 6 outs away from the doubleheader sweep of Roosevelt. They lead here in Fort Morgan 7-2. Jesse Campa, and Brian and I are a little bit off on numbers. You probably got about 72 or 73 pitches. I got 75.
Okay, I had 71, but
71. Okay, it's all right. It's in the range.
Yeah.
So he should be able to go a complete game here.
Yep.
6 outs remaining. It'll be Rocco Salvatore, Kyle Jensen, and Brecken Sawyer. This is the heart of the order, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Salvatore has popped to center and lifted a fly ball to left. And the first pitch of the 6th is taken for a strike down the middle of the off speed. It's no balls and 1 strike. The Mustangs with 4 runs in the first inning, all unearned. A run in the second, 1 in the third, and they scored a run in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the offering down and away, and the count levels at 1-1 to Rocco Salvatore. First game went about 1:51 with a 1 hour and 10-minute weather delay. The pitch. That is over, but low. Ball 2, strike 1. Two and 1. Langford lays down the sign of the pitch. Swung on and popped up along the right side. Second baseman Fajardo along the line in foul territory. Drops the ball. Oh, he had it in his glove. He had it in his glove, but it's just a strike now. It's now at 2-2. Yeah, he made a nice play to get over there, but just couldn't secure the baseball. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he had to run a long way. I was surprised that the first baseman, Bills, didn't go over there. He had a shorter distance. And the 2-2. And the breaking ball is called strike 3. A delayed call. I thought it might have missed, but they called him out. Wow, I think the Mustangs got a little bit of a break there. Kyle Jensen is struck out and walked. I mean, you notice that Jackson hung on to the baseball.
Yeah.
It's not like he thought it was strike 3 necessarily, because normally when a catcher thinks it's strike 3, they unload that baseball quickly.
Yeah.
1 down in the 6th inning. Jensen is struck out and walked. The pitch, and that's in the dirt. Yeah, Briggs Wheatley in the opener threw just under 100 pitches, and he went 5 innings before Nick Beltran threw the final 2. Jesse trying to go the distance, 5 outs away in a 7-2 Mustang lead, and that is over for a strike at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. Let's see if that temperature has dipped under 70. It feels cooler because of the wind chill. And I got 70 exactly. Swung on, grounded to second. Fajardo to his right, gobbles it up, throws to first, 2 down. 2 down in the 6th inning for Brecken Sawyer, who reached on an air and popped to center. He's 0 for 2. And Jesse just looks calm, cool, and collected out there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing. He's got an easy motion. He fidgets around with the corners. A 2-to-1 strike-to-ball ratio with an open stance. The pitch swung on, grounded to Fajardo again. A little roller to second, a short toss to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jesse Campa. 5 1/2 innings are in the books here in Fort Morgan. It's the Mustangs 7, Roosevelt 2. Mustang Baseball brought to you in part by B&B Appliance on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. All right, the Rough Riders go with their 3rd pitcher. Erickson was the starter. Then it was Nate Wren. And this is Ty Deasing now on the mound. Well, let's see who the second baseman is. That might be the number 7 they're referring to.
Number 7 is out in left field.
Oh, boy. Okay, that's Zach Guntel. Now, who's at second base? That's the thing I can't spot here at second. Either way, it'll be Briggs Wheatley, Jackson Langford, and Nick Beltran. 7-2 Fort Morgan, bottom of the 6th inning. Wheatley has walked twice and struck out.
Michael Wall still at second.
Okay, maybe I just didn't have him there from the beginning, or when he came into the game. The Mustangs have led since the opening frame. Wheatley was the winning pitcher in Game 1. And Fort Morgan, after an 0-2 start, is 3 outs away from their 5th straight win. Brush lost their first 3 games of the season. They've won 3 in a row after sweeping Sterling today. The pitch swung on and fouled straight back. Had a good cut at that one. No balls and 1 strike to Briggs Wheatley here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Our broadcast began at 3:55, so we've been here over 5 hours with a 1-hour, 10-minute weather delay. And the breaking ball's in the dirt. He waved at it, but not far enough. It's a ball. Did not commit. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here to Wheatley. And the pitch is in the dirt again. Ball 2, strike 1. Well, I can see it's a typical night in baseball. The Atlanta Braves lost again. Boy, that's frustrating following that team. With all that talent. 2-1. Down and in with a fastball. Ball 3, strike 1 to the junior Briggs Wheatley. An incoming senior. Their school year comes to an end this week. And the pitch. And that's low, actually, tomorrow. It's a walk. 3rd walk to Wheatley. Jackson Langford is into a fielder's choice. In fact, it was a double play. He singled and struck out. He's 1 for 3. And Fort Morgan trying to provide even more cushion. And Briggs Wheatley will get a rest here. Charlie again?
I don't believe so.
No, I don't see the number. I don't have my glasses on, so.
Is there a number 12?
Let's see. That who you see out there?
Chase
Redding. Yep, Chase Redding is out there. Here's Jackson Langford, 1 for 3 in the game. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. One with a fastball down in the zone. No balls and 1 strike to the senior catcher. Mustangs not back at it. They do not play tomorrow. The game against University has been either postponed or canceled. No game tomorrow. It'll be at Mountain View on Tuesday, 3 o'clock on B106. Throw back to first, back and diving is Redding. No balls and 1 strike. 7-2 Fort Morgan. They won game 1, 11-4. Laying down the sign is Sawyer. Langford awaits the 0-1 pitch. Long pause, here it is. Swung on and hit in the air into left field. That's got some carry to it. Way back is Guntel, and he's gonna, nope, the ball is off his glove. We're gonna have runners at second and third to throw the slide, and he's out.
Oh.
Redding is out, so that'll be an error in left field, but then gunning down at third. Yeah, I mean, it looked like he had the play out in left, Ryan. I think it was an E. E7. And it's unfortunate because they could have had second and third. But out at third is Redding. And on the back end to second is the hitter Langford. Here's Nick Beltran. Stretch and the pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. Went with a heater down the middle. He was late on that 0-1. No balls, one strike, one out, one on. 7-2 Fort Morgan. The Mustangs have had quite a few players thrown out on the bases. And the pitch up and away with a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Beltran had a big 2-run double, trailing 4-3 in the first game, made it 5-4, and the Mustangs just kept adding on in the 7-run win. 1-1. Looking back, calling time is the Mustang shortstop. 1 ball and 1 strike to Nick Beltran. The stretch. And Deasing delivers. That is over but low. 2-1. Two and one to Beltran. Man off of second is Langford. And the offering, that is on the outside corner. It's 2-2. Beltran didn't like it. Thought it was off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Beltran has a base hit in the game. He's 1 for 3. And the pitch swung on and lifted in the infield. That's going to be a double play. So it's going to be caught by Saya. He'll go back to second, and that will be an easy double play with a runner going. And Beltran swung at a pitch that he thought was going to be a strike, and it turns in to a 6-4 double play to end the inning as we head to the 7th. With the score, Fort Morgan 7, Roosevelt 2. This is B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. For the second straight game, Nick Beltran is being called upon to close it out for the Mustangs, leading Roosevelt 7-2. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Here for Roosevelt, Michael Wall, Easton Herrera, and Ty Deasing. Beltran went 2 scoreless in the 11-4 victory. Close the book on Jesse Campa. Unofficially 84 pitches. Went 6 innings, allowing 4 hits. He walked 1. He struck out 3. And here we go. The Mustangs 3 outs away from the sweep. Wall popped to center his first time up. And again, Fort Morgan will not play until Tuesday. No game tomorrow against University. Beltran wants Langford to run through the signs here. Wind and pitch. And that's a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike to Michael Wall. Beltran did not have a strikeout in the first game. Swung on and lined into left field. That's a base hit. That'll bring up Easton Herrera, who grounded out and singled. Roosevelt looking for a rally here. They're looking for a major rally to try and split, but they're down to their final 3 outs and trailing by 5. Herrera 1 for 2 in the game. The stretch and the pitch. That's over for a strike with a changeup. No balls and 1 strike. This game is going to last a little bit longer than the first game. The pitch. Fastball is down and away. Now, Beltran had a situation in the first game. The first hitter reached, then got a 6-3 double play. Throw back to first, and back in diving is Wall. for Roosevelt. That was their 5th hit. The Mustangs have 9. A little sloppy in this game. Swung on, that is grounded as short. Let's see, Frankie's going to flip to second for 1, back to first, and that is a double. No! He said he was off the back?
No, he called it.
All right.
He
I thought it was clear it was a double play, 6-4-3. Did it look like initially that he was calling him safe?
Well, yeah, that's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, because it was clear to me that was a double play. So there's 2 down here for Ty Deasing. And the pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes.
Nice.
And that's in there for a strike. I don't know why this is not scoring it the way it should, but Deasing has singled twice, so he didn't start the first game. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs in the 7th. And the pitch in the dirt to the screen. Ball 2, strike 1. Well, you know, it's really pitching and defense. They allowed 4 runs in the 4th inning of game 1, 2 runs a couple of innings ago, and that's been it. Roosevelt's been kept off the board in every inning but 2. They still have a shot here to score with a 2 ball, 1 strike pitch, and here it is. And that's down and away, 3-1 to Deasing. Nate Wren. Oh, that might not be Wren hitting next. That's somebody else.
7.
Yeah, that's going to be that's Guntel, who came in left field. 3-1, and that ball nearly hit him. It's a walk. A 2-out walk, and here is Wren.
Guntel.
Yep. Zach Guntel. Is stepping in here. The pitch. A strike at the knees with a fastball. No balls and 1 strike. By the way, Campa is the pitch. And that is a strike on the outside corner. I should have had the fielders move there. Campa's at third and Bill's at first, where he's been. No balls, 2 strikes. Beltran delivers. Fastball inside. Got to watch out. Don't want to plunk him on an 0-2 pitch. No ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and fouled straight back. Count remains at 1-2. Here to Zach Guntel with a man at first and 2 down in the 7th. The Mustangs lead by 5. A very long afternoon and evening. Beltran at the belt. And the pitch. Fastball is upstairs. Try to sneak a fastball in there. It's 2-2. Was all over the strike zone in the first game with a bunch of strikes. Here it's got 8 strikes and 7 balls in this 1 inning. Throw back to first and close play, but boy, if you end the game like that, that wouldn't be good. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Zach Guntel with his first plate appearance of the day. Beltran stretches and the pitch. Fastball is up and in. He's not following through there. Got to just throw that ball down the middle, let him hit it. You got a huge lead.
Yeah, no defense for a walk.
Oh, he just walked the last hitter, and now he's gone 3-2 to this hitter, who has not been in the batter's box today. Stretch. 3-2. That is a called strike 3, and the Fort Morgan Mustangs win the game by a score of 7-2. We take a short break. We wrap it up after this. The Mustangs complete the sweep of the Roosevelt Rough Riders, 11-4 in Game 1, 7-2 in Game 2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustang post-game show is brought to you by Morgan Community College, here to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickel. Fort Morgan has won the second game to sweep the doubleheader from Roosevelt at Legion Field. Final score 7-2, and really the first inning determined the entire game. 3 errors by third baseman Josh Lawrence produced 4 unanswered runs, 4 unearned runs, I should say, as the Mustangs went out to the 4-0 lead with Jesse Camp on the hill. Jackson Langford's RBI single in the second made it 5-0, and then the Mustangs tacked on another run on Frankie Ortega's ground out, making it 6-0. Keep in mind, this was a game Fort Morgan did not run the bases well. They had several thrown out on the bases. Roosevelt did score a couple of runs in the 5th inning, but the Mustangs would counter with K.O. Langford's RBI single in the bottom of the 5th. 5 for 6 on the day for Langford. He was 3 for 4 in game 1, 2 for 2 in game number 2. A tremendous day for the center fielder and the right fielder, depending upon which game it was. 7 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors, 5 left on base for Fort Morgan. 2 runs, 5 hits, 5 errors, 4 left on base for Roosevelt. The winning pitcher going 6 strong was Jesse Camp. The loss went to Caleb Erickson. Time of the game, 1 hour and 53 minutes. With a victory, the Mustangs moved to 5-2 on the year, and Roosevelt drops to 3-5. Big doubleheader sweep, Brian, when the Mustangs looked like they were in trouble in game 1.
Yeah, they Roosevelt was, sailing right along there until that was the 5th inning, and Fort Morgan put 9 on the board, and it just was been Fort Morgan ever since then, even in the game 2. So
I mean, that's a great point, because sometimes that can just be a little stumbling block. But that provided the momentum for the entire night.
Yeah.
They just kept going. They scored, I think it was 16 unanswered runs, because they scored 2, then they were up 5, actually 17 unanswered runs, because they had a 6-0 lead in this game.
Yep.
So once they scored the 9, they just kept it going with 2 more in the 6th inning, and then, of course, 6-0 out to the lead on their way to the 7-2 victory. The Mustangs are off tomorrow. No game against University tomorrow. They're in quarantine. Fort Morgan is back in action coming up on Tuesday. They'll be at Mountain View starting at 3 o'clock, and then they will close out that game at Berthoud. They'll drive to Berthoud and close that game out, because that was a 2-1 lead for Fort Morgan in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So they will complete that game coming up next Tuesday, May 25th. Not yet on the Fort Morgan schedule, but that, I believe, is now official. For Brian Nickel, I'm John Beltran. Hope you had a great night tonight listening to Mustang baseball. Fort Morgan sweeps the doubleheader from Roosevelt. 11-4 in the opening game and 7-2 in game 2 on B106, B106.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.